right, I'm back. Follow me, but don't double tap. I ain't liking that. You subscribe, I monetize. Now who's striking that? Wanna see the contract? Who got the rights to that? This my story. I spent my whole life on that. Time's up. Shador Sanders with the rollie in the armor. I could do this shit with my eyes closed. The main attraction don't come at me with no side show. I'm selling high, they wanna buy low.
What up? What up? What up? We are back in the building. You feel me? It's I don't know if y'all know, but today is Tuesday. It's not Friday. I know I said it like 3 times this morning. I'm pick my spirits up a little bit, man. I ain't had no time in between time. I'm even sipping on energy. No liquor for me. Like my boy E40 said. Are you sober as a gopher? Yep. So I'm pretty much sober as a gopher tonight. It is going to be what it's going to be, baby. But it's a marathon. We're going to get through it one step at a time. As you can see, my boy, Playboy Rock is in the building. Hold on, Rock, man. You're looking real splendid over there. Hold on. I got to get you up here, brother. Let me take myself off. How do I do this? You know this, but nobody can hear you, bro. You're quiet. I was trying to get you back, bro. I can't hear you, man. You're quiet, brother. Nah, I heard you before we click go, man. Where you at, Playboy? Hold up, man. I know it's a marathon, but
what about now?
There we go.
Man. See, I was saying all these beautiful things. I was saying we're gonna have a nice night out tonight. Man,
now you don't get your solo no more. I gotta take you. You gotta share the screen with me, bro. You messed it up, man. Go ahead, bro.
No, man. I wanted to look good for the people tonight. You know, we're celebrating yesterday with St. Patrick's Day. You're gonna have a sober day. I don't think I want to be sober by the end of the show. I got 2 bites of a chicken sandwich in me. I worked out at the gym right before this. So
yes,
I think that's a perfect combination for the people right now. So
that sounds
I'm excited
good, bro.
Now. I wanted to look good for the people today. We're going to be going out on the time.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You know, we're going to have a good time, man. I'm looking like I just did something. I don't know, man. But I had my family over. I had to get my brother's kids. I got them out the house. I ain't get no time. I even had to order DoorDash. I had to DoorDash me some water. So I let you know what type of evening I had, bro. I couldn't do nothing. No.
I appreciate what Maddie said. He said I looked so handsome. I melted the stream. you had yourself on there, and then I couldn't find.
Yeah, I'm like get my boy a shine, and he messed it up, man. So clearly you don't know what to do away when I put the bright lights on you, brother. But for the people that was in early, my boy D Walk said 23 hours, man. You gotta wait. My boy was here 23 hours ago. So shout out to you, D Walk, for sliding early, man, seeing what's good. My boy Shizzle said he got the red cup, he pouring up. What's good tonight? T-Rock got a little something for y'all before we get this draft started. You know how we get things done, man. Jake in the pregame. Hold up, Rob. We gotta get the people their flowers, man. We got Jake in the pregame. We see. I'm sure he'll be back soon. Maddie in the building. What's good? Maddie is in the draft tonight. For those that needed to know, my boy is a participant in this draft. Pops in the building. Said, let's get the party started. We in here, Pops. You know how we do it, man. DB, my boy E is in the building. Mr. Voorhees. Everybody was talking about your audio, Rob. They said, man, what the hell going on over there, man? So, Jay, Jack, everybody, man, we in there. Nah, bro, these them prime times, baby. These ain't the macho mans. But hey, I feel a real macho. I feel a real marathoners. You feel me, E? So, yeah, shout out to you, man. Trips, you came in a little late, bro. My boy Rock was muted. He was trying to give himself a speech, and he failed us, brother. So,
I crumbled under that moment. I apologize, but we got the rest of the show to be able to make up for it, and including making up. I want to start off this show by making up for last week. I was perhaps a little out of pocket, maybe a little overly critical. Fizz might have called some teams dog shit, but I just wanted to let you guys know that's not the person I wanted to be. So I want, when people tune in, I want people to feel good. I got the food, we got the drinks. But the most important ingredient, you know what that is, Fizz? It's love.
Love, baby. It's always love. I know it.
I didn't have enough love last week, so I'm a work in progress. I need grace too. So I'm going to be better this week. That's part of the reason why I'm dressed like this. I want to be a little bit classier. I want to bring the love. I want to bring the good feelings. So I appreciate people being able to tune in tonight. So I'm excited for it, man.
Well, look, the people say they looking for love, bro. Where is that? We out there looking for love right now as we speak, man. You know what I'm saying, Rock? So before we get too far into it, man, let us know what you're sipping on. You send me your list, your cocktail mix.
Mm-hmm.
Let the people know the made man, what you cooked up in this drink that we could pull up, hurry up, and then we can drink real fast and get this draft started and cracking, baby. What you got?
So this is the made man. This is one of my favorite drinks. The ingredients are right there. So if you want to take a snapshot of this, it's going to be hard as hell to be able to find chartreuse. That's the only thing, Fizz. That is an allocated item. That means you can't get it easily. I was somehow able to get it at Kroger. I bought all 9 bottles. The guy, the manager, he made a mistake. His ass got fired when they found out about that. So, but you know, I benefited from that, and all my friends benefited from it as well. So if you get your hands on chartreuse, you can make this made man. And this is one hell of a drink right here, especially with that rye whiskey. So one of my favorite ones. Yeah.
Well, look, screenshot that, man. We might put them in the comments after the show. We also want to remind y'all, man, after the show, bro, please leave them comments, man. Let us know how we doing, how we looking. Hey, I know Rock said he's real classy, but if you want to put in the comments, this show was dog shit, I don't mind it. You know what I'm saying? At least leave a comment. It still hits the algorithm, baby. So I ain't mad at you. Hit that like and subscribe like always. We still appreciate y'all being here, man. And Rock, I'm not gonna lie, man. I told you tonight. I said, bro, I'm in a go-go mood, man. I want to play a little bit of go-go before we get started, man. Let's just see how we rocking. The way you dress, though, Rock, you look like you in a ladies' mood, man. I know you got the wife over there, man. So I say this, right? I wasn't gonna play this one, but I'm gonna give y'all a good 30, 40 seconds, man. There's some go-go, and we gonna get this thing cracking, baby. So this right here, UCB, sexy ladies. We're going to crank this one out for all the ladies that ain't mock draft, that need to get in some mock draft. Let's send this to the ladies that need a mock draft, baby. Let's get it popping. UCB, sexy ladies. Let's get it.
Ladies, we got something special for y'all tonight. You know what I'm saying? I think y'all going to enjoy this one right here. You know what I'm saying? Roll with it. Roll with it. Yeah. I don't know what y'all going to do. Y'all going to keep fronting tonight, or y'all going to get on in. You know what I'm saying? Up and up in here tonight, man. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, Rob, let's get it. How
Sexy
lady.
What?
Give me your number, girl.
Hey, Susie Wines, roll with it. Roll with it. Come on.
Sexy lady. I wanna rock your world.
Let's go, Trey. Roll with it. Roll with it.
Rob, what you think about that UCB sexy ladies, man? How you feeling that right there, Playboy? You look like you having a good time, man. I know you eating, so we're going to wait till you finish the last drop. And let me know what you think about that sexy ladies, man, before we get this thing cracking, baby.
Man, that was so good. I just manifested a chicken sandwich out of nowhere, and they just came.
There we go. There we go, man. I had a little bit of go-go today, man. Let my boy Rock get it cracking, man. You know, I'm from D.C. Well, I'm from Maryland, but DMV area, man, I had to hold it down. And yeah, man, I bring a little bit of this go-go magic we got cracking up in here, man. So you know how we get down. I got to bring them vibes. And it's Tuesday night, man. We gonna get it popping. Rock, man, without further ado, though, man, the people are here to see a draft. They ain't here to see us play around, mock around, joke, or whatever we got going on, man. They here for the draft.
I don't know. Maybe they are. I think so, actually, a little bit.
Maybe you're right, brother. maybe you're right. I just fixed my settings. Give me 1 second, and we gonna get it. There we go, bro. So,
bam.
Boom. There we go. Now I got my shades on, so if I mess up, hey, you know how we do. Oh, you know what East? I got my Macho Mans on, so oh yeah, brother, me up out of here, man. If I mess up, right?
Oh yeah.
But you know, if y'all don't know, now you know. This is the marathon startup where we take round 1, 2, 3. We go only rookies, and then we start the vets with the pick 401, which would be the last pick at the end. So if you got pick 112, you end up with the 401, which is the 101, essentially in the startup. So we're gonna do it a little different. Last week we did 3 round. Tonight we're just gonna go through the waves. We're gonna let it go, let it flow, and we're gonna break down a little bit of the rookies, but once we reach the vets on the round 4, if it's a surprise pick or a pick that kind of shock value or the crowd say something, we're gonna bring it back. But let's just run through it, Rock. So we had Maddie. Let's go through the people. Maddie Kingwood was in the building. My boy Maddie, man, he got that redraft channel coming soon, South Harmon. So y'all make sure y'all tap in. Hey, baby, we a big network, man. We got to have a couple of channels going on. So Maddie got his channel coming up real soon, man. Y'all make sure y'all stay tuned for that. We got Soggy Danger in the building, man. He sniped me a couple of rounds, and I was like, dang, bro, you left me real soggy on that one, brother. So I'm number 3. We got
I don't even know what that means, Fizz. I don't know what being soggy means, but
I mean, like neither. I have no salty is what I really want to say, but we gonna go soggy for now. We got Amheem 56. I hope I'm saying that right, brother. I hope I'm right on that one, but we're gonna go AH56 on that one. That's what we're gonna get you. M Cup went next. T-Rock, DB, my boy Pello, Red was in the building on this one. Shockwave, Mr. Voorhees, and my boy Fox, who told me last week, Fizz, you got it wrong. You didn't have the mock for me. I made my own picks. And this week, I pretty much did 4 or 5 of your picks, brother. So I had to call you out, man.
He fucked up this week.
Yeah. So we're going to see what's good. But start with the 101, Ashton Genty. Most people pretty much going to take that pick in most drafts. Cam Ward, Shador Sanders, Omarion Hampton. So far, everything looks normal, right? So far, Rock?
Yeah, and you know what? We don't have to go unless you really want to, Fizz. I know you like reading names and stuff that.
No. Go ahead.
Let's just go through the picks that we love the most, and not the ones we hate. We'll say the most surprised by, the most intrigued by, the most. Please tell us why you made this pick. So, of the first round, which ones do you think fall in either of those categories?
Well, I'm going to just say this. The first 4 picks follow suit for me. I believe that Travion Henderson at the 105 was the biggest shocker right there at that value. Me, personally, I would have taken a receiver, which is Luther Burden or Ted McMillan, even in Buka at that point. So that, to me, was the biggest, surprise of the first round to me at that spot at the 105. And you getting Luther at the 106 was pretty much an auto pick, bro. So shout out to you for that one. But what was your biggest shock value of this round right?
I want to be honest with you. I think people did a very good job of listening to us last week because I wouldn't change a single pick in this first round. I don't have any surprises whatsoever. I only have praise for my guy, Mikey Fox, at the very end of this first round. With that double tap he got, it was something to behold. But no, I mean, Travion Henderson on film was only behind Ashton Genty for me. I do not, disparage that pick at 105 after Omarion Hampton. And you know what? There's a lot more negative things that are coming out about Burden. Apparently, he's got tiny ass hands. Apparently, he didn't do shit last year. So, between those two things, I do not, hold against M-Cut going for Travion Henderson at 105.
Yeah, no doubt. And shout out to Connor, man. He had a marathon startup, actually a real draft, not a mock draft that he started up, I think this weekend. So shout out to you, brother. We appreciate you coming through, man. So I just say this about the first round, Rock. To me, I know my boy Voorhees told me that he kind of wish he would have took Jackson Dart right there at the Tyler Warren. He told me that after the draft. And me personally, I might have did that too, not knowing landing spot, thinking that Pittsburgh especially needs a quarterback. And if he falls, there's no question they're going to take a Jackson Dart in my eyes. So other than that, though, you're right. Like I said, me personally, I'm just a Luther Burden, Ted McMillan, even Travis Hunter, man. I mean, I think I would take them over the running backs because we know the longevity and the shelf life of these running backs. So outside of the running back versus receiver debate, everything follows suits on this round. We swing back. Jackson Dart was probably the best pick right there because, again, he could start at quarterback day 1 or week 6 from in Pittsburgh. And let's go down the line. I'm looking. I like that Jalen Milroe at the 212, man. I love that, man. Anything can happen with an injury. I know he's not a guy that we praise and think is the best quarterback, but his hands grew 1.5 inches overnight. And hey, man, if the guy comes to a team and an injury happens in front of him, who knows, right? We know athleticism can at least get you on the field. What you do on the field is up to you, but at least being athletic can get you there. So I would say this Jalen Milroe at the end of the round is a great pick to me. And I took Isaiah Bond, man. I was kind of surprised Bond fell that far, bro. So I would take Bond right there. I like that one. And Trey Hurst, though. I love me some Trey, man.
What do you like about Bond? Tell me about Bond, because he did not get hardly any production. We know that they had a tough quarterback situation last year, but what do you really like about Bond? Is it his mind-melting speed? Did you see some good route running in his game?
I'm going to keep it 100 with you, Rock. I listened to, Cody Carpentier. He's a Texas guy. And he talked about Bond before the season even started, bro. He put me on the Bond. And I'm gonna trust the process, man. The Texas guy. If I'm just saying where I got him at, like I wouldn't take him over Trey Hurst. I wouldn't take him over Matthew Golden. I wouldn't take him over Jalen Higgins. Where I got him at, though, I definitely would take him right there. Is basically what I mean. So I feel like where he fell in the process of this draft, I love the pick right there.
I kind of want to rewind just because of what the chat is saying. Red was surprised that T-Mac fell to him at 109. I think that is kind of out of the norm. I think us, at South Harmon, maybe we are a little bit lower on T-Mac.
Not me, Rock, but go ahead.
Neither am I, because I still have him, at the top of my wide receiver rankings. Like, I think Travis Hunter is going to be the best wide receiver when it's all said and done.
Yeah.
I just don't think that he's going to get as many opportunities. And for me, I want the guy who's going to have the most points at the end of the season when it comes to fantasy. That's the reason why I still have T-Mac very, very high in my rankings at number one. Why I have Travis Hunter and Luther Burden right there in front of them as well. So that's another thing. But yeah, to Red's point, I think that this isn't going to be the norm. Especially, I don't know. Do you think in the NFL draft he is going to fall? Do you think he's going to be at the 109? Or do you think we're just doing that as the South Harmon?
Now that the combine just happened, his pro day, he got that 4.48, man. I've been hearing on my Twitter feed that Ted is back. Ted is this, Ted is that. I mean, I don't understand why we take one day of up and down and just all of a sudden the player stocks drop so much, right? Coming into the season last year, Ted was projected to be, this great receiver. All throughout the season, he was putting up a 300-yard game one night. Even if the talent wasn't as great, the man put up a 300-yard game and like 4 touchdowns the same week that Ashton Genty had his 6-touchdown, 200-yard game. I mean, you had highlight reel games from him almost every other week in Arizona, who nobody was really watching their games. And for all of a sudden at the combine, he's slow. He's a tall guy that only runs the slide. He doesn't separate. But now, after running a 4.48, oh yeah, man, that's it. He fast for his size. Like, I mean, I'm just saying, man, one day shouldn't change your whole output of what you've been doing. I know the film guys are going to say separation is key. But, bro, when you're 6'4", however tall he is, right? How much do you have to separate when you can put one hand in the air and just
some of the corners, some of the corners that are playing out of his conference and in the NFL, they are going to be bigger. They are going to be faster. So I think there is legitimacy to his inability to be able to separate. But he does so many other things so well with that speed. And if you're able to catch, like we were talking about this morning, if you're able to catch those short passes and then to the end zone, it's just like, and you have that 4.48 speed, man, you could still do a lot with that. I think we should have measured expectations. I don't think he's going to be day one a top 12 wide receiver. I think he could definitely be in the top 24 or 36, and that's worth something, So yeah. I think some people were too extreme when they were watching the film, and we can't put it all in production. He's definitely easily the most productive wide receiver that's coming out. When you look at metrics and efficiency, I still think it's Travis Hunter. But, we're going to meet somewhere in the middle when it's all said and done. I think he's still going to be a first-round pick. It's all going to depend on what situation he goes to. But regardless, Red was right at 109. I think that is valid.
That's a hell of a steal. You right. You're right on that one, Red, for sure. So what's your take on the second round, bro? Before we jump to the third and close out them rookies, man.
So I was kind of surprised by Higgins at that pick. He's my wide receiver 7. I think it's not a bad pick because he's getting him at basically, I think he's the wide receiver 5 in this draft. So that's only 2 different picks difference. I would be interested in knowing from Mr. Voorhees why he likes Higgins that much ahead of Golden. I want to know why, because Golden, he's got that upside, with that speed, and then Trey Harris, I think he could be really, really good in the NFL.
Well, Matthew Golden and Trey Harris, to me, are right behind Mbuka, bro. Like, literally, it's like a clean sweep right there. If you were to take, let's say, Golden and Trey Harris over Caleb Johnson and Dart, I wouldn't even look past you. Like, that's how much I love those two guys compared to the other receivers. So, my boy Voorhees love him some Higgins. I wouldn't have taken Higgins over Golden and Trey, but that's his guy, man. So, he in the chat, man. We at Playboy. Let us know, man. Give us your reasoning, but outside of the Higgins thing, that's it. You good on I know at least you took your voice. You stood on Scatterboo, right? You said last week somebody let him fall to you. Stood on business with that one, and you took your guy.
Yeah, I did, and I did tell somebody while we were drafting, because there is, I think, a temptation to want to change things up a little bit. But here's the thing: you got to draft the player that you want at the very top. Because if your best player is there, don't just change things up just for content or just to have something different for the stream and stuff like that. Draft the player that's at the very top of your board so we can talk about it. This is training. A mock draft isn't just for fun. It's training too. You want to have that muscle memory so when, draft day happens and you see Cameron Scatterboo at the top of your rankings, you're going to easily click him. You're not going to be like, oh, I don't know about that. But the only other one that I wanted to talk about, and he's already in the chat, and I love it, is DB. I want to know what he loves about Tootin. I know he had an amazing combine. I know he has elite athleticism, but he's my RB14 and 37th overall player. So, I want to know from DB. I love that he's going for the upside, and that's what you want to do, with these rookie drafts and stuff like that. There's not a lot of hit rate when it comes to, these players, especially in the second round.
Yeah.
But so you want to go for upside, that's fine. But I would love to know from him, what he really loves about Tootin. Do you like Tootin?
Maybe.
Yeah.
Well, I don't like Tootin over Scatterboo. I will say that. And like I said, me personally, I'm taking Isaiah Bond over those guys. Honestly, though, I feel like DB, we can jump to the third until DB let us know. But DB got Jalen Noel, which was my pick, and I couldn't find him. He was at the bottom of the list. But I would even take Jalen Noel over Tootin, bro, to be honest. I just
you take Noel in the second round?
Yeah, I would. 100%.
What do you like about him?
At the end of these guys right here, I'm saying right here where Neil, Sampson, I'm still a Bond. I mean, Harvey, I'm gonna ask you this. How you feel about that Harvey pick?
Harvey, I have actually pretty decently high. I think he's let me look real quick. He's my 6th running back. He's one of those guys that is just so well-rounded. I think as far as his film shows and stuff like that, he has he'd be a really high upside backup running back, just day one and stuff like that. But
so he's a Tyler Algier per se.
Yeah, exactly. I think that's a very good comp right there as far as what our expectations should go for him. But yeah, he ranks in anywhere between, as far as his production and a lot of his metrics go, he's between the number 5 or number 6 running back. He just isn't super sexy. He doesn't have one super elite trait outside of just his production and stuff like that. Actually, he had 5.8 missed tackles forced. I mean, I'm just looking through some of these right now. That's one of the ones that sticks out. But yeah, he was just highly, highly productive. They put his whole offense around him. So I think that because of production, because some of these things that he was shown, he's definitely worth taking a shot on at the very end of the second round.
Okay. All right. Well, with the third round, though, like I said, Noel was definitely a steal for me with DB. And Restrepo, I just took him because I couldn't find Neil, but I like Restrepo as well. You got your guy, Will Howard. That's your boy. Look like, hey, Rob, I'm gonna ask you this, right? Because you said, man, I want the middle picks like DB. And when I'm looking at this draft, it looks like you got all your guys that just fell to you being right there. I know that was part of your strategy, but do you think drafting this way, if you a guy that has a certain, feel for certain players, we ain't get too far down the list yet, but so far in the rookie draft, is that 105, 106-ish looking good for you as far as the draft go?
I think when it comes to the draft, anything like this draft is so deep, man, but the best picks, honestly, are at the very end. Look at that double tap that Fox had, with Caleb Johnson and Jackson Dart. I think anything from the 109 to the 1012 is going to be the best picks in the draft, because then you could circle back around. You can get that Golden. You can get that Loveland. You can get that Trey Harris. So those are going to be my favorite picks in this draft. But I think this is a deep draft. I think this is an underrated draft. There's lots of players that I like in this draft. So if I am at the 105 or 106 and somehow Cam Scatterboo is going to fall to me, I'm going to really, really love that too as well.
All right, man. Well,
what about you? What's your favorite part in the draft?
To be honest, I would take any part of the rookie draft, because the real part is where I want it. Like the vets is where I really care about the most. So the rookies, I would just figure it out.
100% agreed. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like if you put me anywhere, I would just figure out which one of these rookies I want to take, where they land at. Because I really want to figure out my strategy with the startup, because that's what's going to matter between whether I win or lose in year one and early in my dynasty era. So me personally, I like the draft towards the end of drafts. I'm not the biggest I need a stack quarterback type of guy. So where I was is perfectly fine. The 102, 103, 101, because on the real side of the startup with a vest go, I get that back-to-back of talent. So where I was is perfectly fine for me, bro. 103, 102, 101.
And what's his name? DB is asking me about Martinez. He was considering him in that pick. DB, if you go into our ranks, I have Damian Martinez as my RB21. I am by far, everyone else has him in their top 10. I am very, very different on Damian Martinez. He did not get the production that I was looking for compared to these other running backs. He's got elusiveness to his game. I think he's really good at that, but he's also not, very much involved in the production as far as receiving goes. So I think between those two things, and for me, I want as close to a complete package as possible. So I don't know if he had injuries or anything like that where he was able to miss some time last year, but Damian Martinez, I know he's got some upside as far as his athleticism goes. I do not have my athleticism stuff put in. I wait until not just the combine is over. I wait till all the pro days are over. And then I put the best number between their pro day and their combine, and I give them the benefit of the doubt. They ran faster at their pro day. I'm going to give them that speed. So I wait till all the pro days are done. We'll see if Damian Martinez, all these people I have in this ranking, they're not going to stay where they're at. But that's just where I'm at right now in my process. No athleticism testing whatsoever put in my process.
All right, so to close that out on the rookies, man, let's just give me the top three, Rob. Who you think got the steals? Who you think got kind of the best strategy so far going into the vets?
So by far, it has to be Mikey. He is the only one outside of myself that made in all three rounds players that I think not only have huge upside, but also too, they have a little bit more either of that athletic upside or that in the film grade, but also the production as well. So between Caleb Johnson, Jackson Dart, and Elijah Arroyo, I love all three of those players. They rank very, very highly for me. Everyone else, it's like they either had two players, but not one that I liked, or maybe they only had one player that I liked, or none. But yeah,
well, shout out to me. Shout out to me. I made that Arroyo pick for my boy, man. So shout out to me for that one.
Well, there we go then. So I'll give you half of that. So
there we go. I just had to get my flowers, man. So yeah, I mean, I like my team because I got my players. Like when it comes to the rookies, bro, I like getting my guys. I'm gonna stand on Shedeur Sanders every time. I don't mind my pick. I maybe Jalen Noel over Restrepo, but outside of that, bro, I got my guys. So I'm cool with my draft. I'm sure you good with yours with getting your guys.
Restrepo and Noel are two of my favorite wide receivers.
I'm with you. I think DB took Tootin because he said he got chirped at for not taking him last time, so he had to stand on it. And getting Noel right there was just perfect. Even Pello, though, Travis Hunter, Trey Harris, and Jalen Rose, man. I like Trey Harris, man. I think Trey Harris gonna be solid, bro, this year. So I mean, with the rookies, bro, you can't go wrong unless you just go wrong. But I like almost everyone's picks. Shockwave had a solid draft. Voorhees took his. I mean, yeah, man. I really no.
I do want to say this though.
Go ahead.
So I think the biggest thing I want people to think about when we're doing these rookie drafts is think about the strengths of this class. What are the strengths of this class? I think it's by far RB and also tight end, probably in a second place. What are the two things that hit the best when it comes to the rookie drafts? It's RB and tight end. So the only thing that I would say I want people to think about for next time and just in general with their rookie drafts, I don't think we should have 6 wide receivers going in the third round. I talked about last week what the hit rate is on that. So if you have a historically maybe weaker wide receiver class, one that maybe has some good depth, but at the same time, I want people in the third round, especially in the fourth round, dude, there's going to be so many good tight ends. If this goes the way it is right now, you're going to have, Arroyo, Gunnar Helm, Mason Taylor. Those are very high upside tight ends. That is insane to be able to get that in the fourth round of rookie drafts. So that's the only thing I want people to think about. Don't be spending so many of these valuable picks, especially in the third round, on wide receiver. Go for the ones that are the safer bet that hit at a higher rate, especially in a class that's stronger at running back and at tight end.
All right. Well, speaking of rookie drafts and the startup, all that good stuff, man. The cookout. How many said the cookout? The cook up Dynasty League. We got 3 more spots, man. $25. Come play Dynasty with us. We got DB in the building. My boy Mikey is in the building, man. I won't auto pick his team this time. Deep Sea is in there. T-Rock, Voorhees, Cooper, Maddie. I'm missing one. Oh, EV. Soggy Danger's in there. So 3 spots left, man. $25. Come on, join this cook up. And we will draft this way with these settings, the startup, the marathon startup. This is gonna be the first draft that I'm a part of that we're doing this draft. So you want to tap in with us, man? Let me know. Get at me later. I'll send you that link. But jumping into the next one, Rock. I will say, bro, again, coming into the 4th round, which is the 101 in most majority leagues. Unfortunately, I had to auto pick for Mikey again, man, and I said, "Hey, man, let's set it off right, man." So I went.
Damn, Mikey, making me look bad, man. After I defended your honor last week.
Hey, listen, man, I guess a couple more of them I had to do for him, but the J-Day one for sure. I just took that one and I said, "Let's start it off right." And I remember everybody was saying in the chat, Josh Allen, and I went J-Day, man. So J-Day went to 101, but this the pick right here, Pat Mahomes, T-Rock, right? I say this every week. If you ever in the league with my boy Voorhees, man, he gonna go get. Last week it was Xavier Worthy. This week is Pat Mahomes when he had a chance. He's not letting nobody get his guy if he got the opportunity to get him. Speak on the Pat Mahomes pick, Rock, and let us know about getting your guy no matter what nobody else think about it, bro.
Man, shout out to Mr. Voorhees getting his guy, a guy that both of us think is going to be way better next year.
Yes, sir.
They got embarrassed in the Super Bowl last year. So if you have the best coach in the NFL, you got the best quarterback in the NFL, and we both believe that they're going to be on a revenge tour next year, I'm all for it. I don't mind it whatsoever. People are going to hate it. You got to draft this guy. You got to draft this guy. You got to draft the player that you think is best at that spot because you're going to be the one that is living with it at the end of the day. So I absolutely love what Voorhees did there.
Yeah, nah, for sure. So shout out to him on that one. But outside of that pick, I mean, everything looked follow suit, man. Bijan, I remember him saying he probably would have took Neighbors right there, but I was kind of surprised at like maybe Drake May falling. I know Drake May kind of go, oh no, I'll take that back. I kind of like everything looks normal right here, bro. What you think as far as the draft goes? In that round, everything looked pretty normal, right? On my trip.
Yeah, sorry about that. I was pouring up some of this Hennessy right here.
Damn.
I love Maddie living up to his name. Maddie double tap right there. He got 2 of the highest upside second-year quarterbacks that are going into next year.
Love it.
I absolutely love that. We are so high on Drake May. A lot of people are a lot higher on him than me. I know is a rushing upside, but then Caleb Williams with, that revamped offensive line, a new coach. So the wheels are up for Caleb Williams. So I really love it. And here's the thing too, when you are at the end of either round, when it comes to the draft,
101, 101,
have to reach. Yeah, exactly. Sometimes you have to reach a little bit because 24 picks are going to go between the next time you pick. So none of these. So it's either you get Caleb Williams and Drake May, or you wait till you get Baker Mayfield and Dak Prescott. There might not be that much of a difference, as far as production goes next year. Actually, you would be better than Baker Mayfield. Well, actually, you know what? I take that back. I'm trying to be positive. I love Caleb Williams and Drake May right there.
Well, I'm going to say this, right? If you think about the last week's draft, for those that saw, I had the 111. Maddie had the 112. So when I put out the link, Maddie took the 101. I actually wanted the 102. But once he took the 101, I was like, damn, let me put a little bit of space in between this because I don't want it to look the total opposite in the same way. And if you remember, Rock, I got Lamar Jackson and Caleb on this side when I was the 111 last week. So to see Caleb actually go higher this week than he did last week is a great thing because I felt like I got a steal last week when Caleb fell to me at the 511. So to see him go at the 412, bro, I love to see that. So shout out to Maddie, man, for following suit and just saying, hey, I don't know about everybody else, but I need this Caleb Williams pick.
Fizz, pat yourself on the back, too. You're the one that got him into that spot right there by giving him his flowers. He should not have gone as far as he did to you last week. So shout out to you, too,
last week, but I said, bro, there's no way I'm letting Caleb fall to me, right here. So shout out to Maddie for, like I said, taking away should have been, and then shout out to me for this recognizing that, So
do you think Joe Burrow after today, what those signings are actually yesterday, do you think that he should go a little bit higher? Or do you think I don't know. I'm very, very happy to get him at 4.7.
Well, you got Hurts with the factor of, speed, athleticism, the tush push.
Burrow. I'm talking about Burrow.
No. So that's what I'm saying. I'm walking my way down there. So you got Hurts with the tush push, the touchdowns. He can run the ball a little bit. Then you got Jamar Chase, who can literally break fantasy in all factors. I think Joe Burrow went where he's supposed to go. So you let me, trying to slow walk it there, right? I think Joe Burrow went where he's supposed to go. I don't think he should go any higher than this. If he does, you could swap him for Chase, but I don't put Joe Burrow over Hurts, Jackson, Allen, or Daniels. If you want to go Joe over Pat, respect. But outside of that, though, I'm not putting Joe Burrow over these other guys right here. So I think he went where he's supposed to go.
All right, that's fine.
But I like this Puka and neighbor stack. He pretty much sniped me, man. I was kind of a little pissed.
One of the best stacks in this whole draft.
It pissed me off, but I said, all right, cool, whatever. I got my Gibbs and Lamb. The Brock Bowers pick. I like the Jefferson and BTJ stack. DB, I'm gonna say this, bro. And my boy Voorhees called you. He said, man, let DB know he got to change spots, man, because he got this auto pick in the middle with all these great players falling to him. So he said you got to pick at the end, bro. He trying to see what's your strategy gonna be like on one of them corner pockets, bro. So
he's taking it easy on us. Can you imagine his team with Josh Allen or something like that? He's taking it easy on us.
To get the rookies that he got, then come back with Chase, Nico, and AJ, man. Doodoo Brown is crazy. So with this round right here, bro, look, follow suit, man. The Drake May to me was a great pick from where he got him. Me, I'm not the biggest quarterback guy, so I think I would have took Caleb and a Puka, but I'm not gonna knock you for taking Drake May whatsoever. I like this whole round, and I took Stroud. I took Stroud for your boy Mikey again, man. He did. I waited. I said, "Oh, come on, man." So I will say with his team though, when I took Jaden Daniels for him and I took Stroud wouldn't have been a pick for myself. Me, I would have double tapped on receivers, but I said no. I don't want to mess his strategy up in case he logs back on, which he ended up doing at some point. And I just said, let me get the quarterback because I know the average person will want a quarterback there. And I didn't want his team looking crazy. And with him having Jackson Dart and not knowing where he's going to start, to have Dart, Daniels, and Stroud, you pretty much got your quarterback room right there. So no worries from there. And unfortunately, he didn't log back in. I had to take Drake London for him. So I took Stroud and London for him. And coming into this round, though, Rock, I'm going down the list. You got Purdy right there. So Purdy over Love, McBride, Garrett Wilson. How you feel about Purdy in the situation right now and still not having a contract? Do you really think
only a matter of time, baby? Only a matter of time.
So you like Purdy over all those guys, even Dak and Baker and JJ and all those guys?
I do, absolutely. When I look at, and I could keep going to the bat with, with Brock Purdy, he was still, at 21 points per game last year. That was still in the top 12. 67.9. Actually, wait 1 second. I think I just spoke heresy right there. I didn't mean to. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. 21. I'm sorry. He was 13th. So I'm sorry about that. I was off by 1. At 67.9, that was in the top 9 right there. He had 5 rushing touchdowns, also in the top 9. And they were also on a high passing rate team. With CMC down last year, they had to go more to the pass. And that was surprising. He has progressed as a quarterback every year that he's been in the league. And he had his best year when the 49ers were at their worst. I like players who, perform at their best when everyone else needs it, when people need to rally around them. So that's enough for me to be able to put him at that value. The only thing that I am kind of still upset about, Jordan Love needs to have more respect on his name. I know I could have taken him at that pick, but here's the thing. Brock Purdy is one of my top 4 quarterbacks or favorite ones in the league right there.
Okay.
I'm always going to get Brock Purdy. So it's just like with me going with that more of that strategy where I'm getting my guys, into this year. Brock Purdy, he's one of my guys. So it's Jaden Daniels, Lamar Jackson, Joe Burrow, Brock Purdy. So I got 2 out of my 4 right there. But Jordan Love, people need to put way more respect on his name. Jordan Love, let me see. He was top 6 in points per game last year at 24.6. He was top 6 in QBR at 69. And he was also top 6 at ADOT. He pushes the ball down the field at 9.2 yards per pass attempt. People need to put way more respect on his name. I don't know why people are low on him.
So I'm going to ask you this about Jordan Love before we go to the next round. Where should he have went in this round? I know you're a Purdy guy, so excluding yourself, where should Love have gone if you look forward? Over AJ, over Saquon, over JSN? Where should he have gone in this round?
He should have gone. Man, I'm still kind of surprised about Marvin Harrison Jr. I love the conviction that people have for him, but man, I would much rather go Jordan Love. He should have gone at the 5-8. So in the second round, the end of the second round is where he should go. I would take him. I would consider him right after Bo Nix or Herbert. I love Herbert. I'd probably take him ahead of Stroud. He needs to go in the second round. Absolutely.
All right. So you heard it first, man. Well, you heard it here. I don't know about first, but you heard it here. My boy Rock said, give Love some love, baby. So my pick.
You recheck that trip.
My pick would have been Breece Hall or I was stuck between a lot of different guys, man. So I just went ahead and said, you know what? Get Smitty. He's my dog. I'm with you, Rock. Get my player because he's my man. Keep it going. So I like that Trey McBride for Matty, too. My only thing with Matty, I said, well, he got to go receive on the next round because he don't have any yet. You know what I'm saying? So thankfully he did, but he ended up going with a guy that might not play through most of the season. So when I look at Matty's team, I'm pretty much saying that he's young enough. Like, look, literally, bro, Matty's whole team is on a rookie contract. I think, rookie contract. Nobody's gotten paid yet, right? So his team has longevity to stack up and get ready for a nice long run if he stays in the league and doesn't quit on us. So I like what Matty put together, but I'm glad he at least went receiver because I said, man, he needs a receiver, bro. This looking at what's going on with his formula. So him going Rice, I thought he was gonna go Rome right there though. When he had Caleb, I said, damn, if Matty go Rome, this is just that double money, man, double dipping in the stash. But he went Rice on this one. That JJ and Dak, man, where you at with JJ and Dak, Rock? Because I almost took JJ over Dak. I only kept Dak because I got CD, and I said let's just keep it suit, man, with the double points. But JJ was going to be my quarterback though.
All right, I want to really quickly. I want to defend my name and Jordan Love's name. This is exactly what Trip Crown just did. He went into Fantasy Pros and he typed in best fantasy points per game, and he included Jimmy Garoppolo. He included Joe Melton. He included other players like that played one game, and that's the reason why Jordan Love is ranked there. He is not that bad. But also, too, I did forget one of the stats I was looking at. It took some of those players out. So I have certain things that, I was looking for when it came to these quarterbacks. I was not listening to what you were saying. I do apologize. Can you please repeat your question? I had to defend Jordan Love.
His love in the air, baby. He's love in the air. But JJ over Dak, Rock. How you feel about Dak over JJ? How you felt about that? I was torn. I wanted to take JJ because Kevin O'Connell. I love the guy. But I went with the stack because when I'm a Dallas fan, at times. But Dak is my man. I can't skip over my boy. So was that a big difference maker between what I did, or you think I was justified in doing it?
I think, when it comes to Dak Prescott, he is a lot of quarterbacks and film guys' favorite quarterback. And I think, with him being a Dallas guy, I don't know if that's tough for you, or if you are doing that just so that you can have more investment in your team or anything like that. I think Dak Prescott is super highly underrated. JJ McCarthy, he could be a backup, next year with Aaron Rodgers as starting quarterback. That's what we talked about earlier this morning.
Okay, so I guess I made the right choice. So
absolutely.
So Trip Crown said he's M Cup. So he got his first quarterback with Trevor Lawrence, and to get the Jefferson, BTJ, and Garrett Wilson stack, plus the 3 running backs in the rookie draft. I like this. Getting your quarterback right there, man. Everything is pretty much filled out. Like you filled out your application and hit every mark. So I like that. Other than this round, man, I feel like now that T. Higgins thing is a steal at this point. I maybe would have took T. Higgins over a couple of T. Higgins might have went 5-6 picks earlier, man, right now, if he knew he had a job and staying with Joe Burrow and them. So unfortunately, Mike Fox came back, Rock. He took Sam Laporta, right? So let's go to this. He actually came back and took Porter.
Maybe he should have stayed away. Man, I'm trying to be nice, but man, maybe you should have kept picking for him.
So I'm not gonna lie. He took Xavier Worthy, and I knew my boy Voorhees was the next pick. And I said, damn. I said, you know what? I'm gonna follow suit, and I'm gonna let him have Worthy because I was gonna take Zay Flowers for Fox, but he came back and took his team. So he was between Zay Flowers or Michael Penix. But I probably wouldn't have taken Worthy right there. Not that was a bad pick. But one, I knew my boy Voorhees wanted him. And two, I looked at having Drake London and having the youth with Stroud and Jaden Daniels. I'm starting to think, though, Rock, this 112 with Matty this might be the quarterback horse side, man. I know Fox came out and said, hey, man, if this is a startup, I love this team. And I do like the team. But I think if he took Penix right there, he could have had a quarterback stack that people would have been begging to get one of them quarterbacks from him, man, for the next 2 years. So
are you kind of sad he didn't do the stack?
I'm kind of sad. I am. Over Worthy, I would have took Michael Penix. I'm not gonna lie, but no knock on Worthy. I do like that DB got Justin Fields. He stole him from me. I put the Arthur Hand Smith emoji and fist emoji in there, and then just so happens you took Derrick Henry, your guy, and then Bryce Young and Jordan Addison go right there in front of me. Bro. I was so damn pissed off. In the chat, everybody was who was that emoji for? It was for everybody, all 4 of y'all in front of me, all 3 of y'all. So I got Tyreek Hill right there, which I think people kind of sleeping on him, I guess, because personally in real life they kind of over him. But Tyreek is Tyreek, man. I saw DJ Moore went before Matty. I'm sure he threw his phone after that one because that's his guy. What was your best pick, best steal of this round right here, Rob?
Man, I really like Penix. I was saying this last week too. I'd put him ahead of JJ McCarthy. So okay. I think he deserves to be maybe a little bit sooner. And that's probably my favorite one. Everything else looks pretty good, guys.
Normal,
pretty
right?
Good. Yeah, I like this. It's pretty good.
Yeah, like I said, I would have taken Penix with the first pick in this round myself. Coming back in the next round, though, I'm glad to see Christian McCaffrey kind of go where I think he should fall. Now, he's a steal if he comes off and looks like regular CMC, right? But I took Stafford right there. Okay pick. I'm looking at this round, though, bro. I think I saw Voorhees get DK Metcalf, and I know that's his boy, which is a hell of a pick. It's just that quarterback situation, man. I'm so nervous about it. But to have a youth on DK side with a big contract, he got no choice but to show up. But I think the one player that we forgetting about, Rock, that everybody's sleeping on, and I do myself, Chuba Hubbard, man.
Josh Jacobs. Oh, Chuba Hubbard. Yep,
Chuba
that's
Hubbard,
what I was
man.
going to say. Yeah.
I think Chuba Hubbard, to have Bucky, Kyron, and Chuba, man, that boy Pello talking, man. I know Pello Talk is his name, and getting that Chuba Hubbard is his game, my man. You feel me? Because I'm looking right now and Travis Hunter, Trey Hurst, Jalen Royals, Justin Hurts, Marvin Harrison, Caleb. I said Caleb. Kyron.
Man, you're going through his whole team. You got to say that for the end.
We already went through those rounds. I'm just saying that if you look at from pick 1 to pick
I like
9,
that RB room. That RB room
man,
is sexy.
That's crazy, bro. So, I mean, you got to find a way to get some. Oh, you know what? Damn. Spoiler alert. I drafted his last 3 picks. So, I take that back. Pello wasn't talking for too long. His phone disconnected on it. So, I do like the Chuba Hubbard pick, though, especially with his running back stack. None of these guys won't hit his starting lineup. They will be on there every single week. But outside of Chuba, though, Rock, what else you think got going on in this round that you like so much?
I was heavily debating between Kenneth Walker, who's my dude, and Josh Jacobs, who is also my dude. I love both of them. Josh Jacobs, he was the first running back when I first really got into football, and he's been in the NFL for a while, even though he's still only like 25, 26. Man, he came in as like one of the youngest drafted players in NFL history. So it was between him and Kenneth Walker. The Sam Darnold situation is a little bit, I'd just rather go for what happened last year, where they ran the hell out of the ball with Josh Jacobs. They had the lowest pass rate in the NFL. They ran it at the highest rate. So with that volume, I ended up going with Josh Jacobs over Kenneth Walker, who does have Zach Charbonnet as a very good, RB behind him. He does have that weaker offensive line. He does have that weaker quarterback situation. So that was the reason why I went for Josh Jacobs. But you know what? I love both of them. I'd probably trade, I don't know, one of my picks for Kenneth Walker. Who knows what I would do with DB?
I know what you would have did, brother. You damn sure would have traded for him. So closing out, let's do the last 3 rounds. Looking at each team, who do you think had the best last 3 rounds? And who do you think biggest surprises, out of those bottom 3? Me personally, I had to get my boy pissed because I said I'd be damned if I let somebody take him from me. I don't care if it's too high or too low. I'm getting my boy. I do like that DB coming off of Golf and Fields, getting A-Rich, because that was originally going to be my pick. And I felt that I know A-Rich, man, is losing the momentum and the esteem and even self-esteem at this point. But if A-Rich goes out there for 2 or 3 weeks, bro, and he gives us QB 10 numbers, everybody in the field in the industry is going to be raving A-Rich 15, AR 15. They're going to be screaming for this guy to almost be where we think he should be. So if he just gives us 3 weeks of top 10, top 12-ish quarterback looks, man, for the first 3 weeks of the season, bro, you are not going to be able to buy him for a moment of time. So I just think getting them right there, because if this was 2022, A-Rich would have been where Nico Collins was. You know what I'm saying? So to see him fall this far is tough. But I will say, if he hits DB, you got a hell of a steal on the pick. And
maybe like he should have been drafting Daniel. He's going to have to draft Daniel Jones later on, just as some backup security. I don't know about that. It is crazy, though, as someone who we were so high on only just 2 years ago, to see how far he's fell. He's in the Geno Smith, Sam Darnold basement right now. It's pretty wild. But at least he's going ahead of Derek Carr.
I mean, it's not the first time, bro. We look at Trey Lance and Justin Fields and Mac Jones and Zach Wilson. I mean, that class right there, bro.
Dude, Fields has been all over the place, man. He's been up, down. He's still surviving. So that's what I love. Exactly.
But outside of A-Rich, though, I think that was the biggest steal at this moment. What's some strategies, bro? What do you think got them the best value at this bottom last 3
in the bottom 3?
Hey, one more for my boy AR 56, AH 56. I like Godwin, Shakir, and Jennings. I think that's a hell of a stat for a guy that that didn't take receiver until Jordan Addison is his receiver 1 right now. If Chris Godwin isn't 100% healthy, so to make up for passing on receiver for so long and get that stack, that's how you close out a draft, bro. So
yeah, it is very similar to, Matty Kiwoom's strategy of if you're not going to be able to get that wide receiver 1, at least you have some very high upside wide receiver 2s, So I do really, really like that. But as far as overall last 3 rounds, man, Devontae Adams, going as far as he did, I really do think that's a great value. He's probably between him, my dude Kamara. Those are like some really, really good values. Of course, I'm not going to talk about my team. We already know about that team right there. But I think those are my 2 favorite picks right there between Devontae Adams and Alvin Kamara in the last 3 rounds.
I will say I don't know why I keep like magnifying auto picking Pacheco, because once I did it, I said, man, what the hell am I doing? Like, honestly,
Kareem Hunt's back. What do you think about that? Bro, Kareem Hunt being back in town.
I think it's going to be a Kareem Hunt do what he do. Pacheco do what you do. Like, I don't think we can trust neither one. But I will say before the injury, Pacheco, I think 2 or 3 games put up 15 plus points. After that, he got hurt. We saw what happened. So if he's healthy, he can get back to the double digits a week. The problem is, what is the O-line going to be in Kansas City? So I'm not sure about how much the run game is even going to matter this year, but I believe I wouldn't have taken Pacheco. I don't know why I keep picking him right there. My pick probably would have been Michael Pittman or Jalen McMillan or something. So to come back, though, I think me personally, my boy AH56 had the best 3-man stack in this bottom half. I love what he did right there. And also, your boy Mikey, though, to get Kamara and Najee, I think Najee, man, if we saw what J.K. Dobbins did last year for his short stint in L.A., Najee can do the same things, man, even if it's a 1-year deal.
And I don't know, man. I'm very hopeful.
I know you hate Najee,
sure.
bro. I know you hate Najee. But I'm just saying he's on a run first team. Well, we thought it was until Herbert. I like the shot his offense, bro, is what I'm trying to say. So
what about Shockwave, man? We haven't brought up his name. I like Kittle. I like Jacoby Myers, and I really do like James Conner, who didn't even get drafted last round or last week and stuff like that. I think a lot of people need to put a lot more respect on his name.
Well, I'm gonna say this, man. Shockwave went with the 3 receiver stack. We like all his receivers, right? Then he come with Josh Allen, Achane, JSN, T. Higgins, who I think Higgins was probably one of the biggest steals of that round. He got Tua, who was probably the best quarterback at that time, from what we're looking at as far as the youth goes. Monty right there. Kittle. Yeah, I mean, hey, it's the top 3. It's the top 3 roster right here for sure, Rock. Top 3 is no question.
I don't know about Devon Achane. I'm trying to be positive, man. That was very early. He won as the RB3 in this.
I wouldn't have took Achane over Herbert or London, that's for sure. But probably not even over Saquon. I would have took Saquon right there to keep it 100.
But he does have high upside. And it's like he's got that speed, and remember what he did 2 years ago, his rookie year. He was insane. So I don't knock the upside. I was just surprised. That's all.
Nah, he does. So
caught off guard.
So now let's just go over the whole thing, right? We done went through each round,
top
to bottom. We got Maddie at the 101.
Let me pour up some 1738 real quick.
I got you, bro. Look, you just don't no Diddy, man. You just throwing it all in my face, man. I'm over here drinking water and eating nerds, and you just drinking all the liquor, man.
You're the designated streamer. That's what it is.
Bro, I'm over here lighting peanut butter and jelly candles. Okay. I'm over here. It's bad over here, brother. So I'm gonna just say going to Maddie, man, to the pick one. Hold on, dog. He went Ashton Genty, Jalen Milroe, Giddens. Love how he started. Now, him knowing that Jalen Milroe probably won't start no time soon, went double chat with the quarterbacks. And like I said, every person on this team other than DeAndre Swift is on a rookie contract, bro. Maddie right now, to me, has the youth on his side to where if he doesn't win this year, he's not stuck in the middle like, man, I got to figure out what to do with this team.
Look how much farther Trey McBride went after last week. We did say it was a little bit high. He got him at a value. But.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, look at where Caleb Williams went because he went. I got him at the 5'11" last week. So I just think Maddie is one of those teams. I'm sure he's not going to win now, but he has enough on his side that if you give him 2 years with, let's just say, some top 5 talent in the next 2 drafts and maybe some trades, and Matty going to be right there for a while because all of these players got to be, 25 or younger, bro. 25 and younger. So other than Swift, and who's to say what he's going to do at the end, right? I think towards the end, we only going 12 rounds on these drafts. Some point we're going to go a little further, but I think going on this draft right here for Matty, man, he got youth on his side, and I love having the youth on the tooth and letting it grow, bro. So.
And you know what? Rashee Rice, he could be really, really good if all those things just perfect storm. He doesn't get suspended. He comes back from injury. He's back to being a top 12 wide receiver. I need to talk to Matty, though. When I talked to him for 2 hours today, I forgot to ask him, why the hell does he keep getting DeAndre Swift?
That's his man. Bro, he's a Chicago Bear fan. I don't care what he tell you. He loves DJ Moore. He loves DeAndre Swift, bro. And man, got Caleb, man. He ain't no Patriots fan, man. He's a Bears fan, man.
It would have been great if he was able to join us. He can join us next time. I was going to ask him about St. Patrick's Day, being a Bostonian that he is and stuff like that. That's basically a religion over there with him.
For sure.
But yeah, man, DeAndre Swift, I don't know, man. So it's just, I guess he's very hopeful of Ben Johnson, and maybe they're not drafting anybody.
Too.
So
I would too. So going to Soggy Danger, let's see what he got going on, bro. I love the squad. To come with Cam Ward being your QB1 starting out. You got back-to-back running backs. You got Malik Neighbors and Puka, of course, right? You come back with Breece Hall.
Looks like mine from last week. He got Puka and Breece Hall, man, and he got Baker Mayfield.
And he go Baker, right? So then he comes back with DJ Moore, which I actually like DJ. I'm wondering if Tyreek was there when he had taken him, but he took DJ Moore, James Cook. So now he got Breece and James Cook coming in as his 2 starting running backs with this 3 receivers right there, man. That's pretty solid. Sam Darnold pick. I feel you at the end of this is like, look, whatever quarterback is left, right? So Sam Darnold over Devontae Adams, I don't mind it because Sam is a quarterback. And who knows if Cam Ward even starts week 1, right? He can start week 5, and now you stuck with just Baker. So I don't mind Sam Darnold right there in that value. Devontae Adams was a hell of a steal this late in this round. And then Aaron Jones, man. I don't know how people feel about Aaron Jones, but I still think he can put up double digits any week he feel like it. And I like that pick right there. So I got to give my boy Danger, man, some good reviews on that one, Rob. What you think?
I think that, Soggy did everyone else soggy. I think he did a good ass job.
What does that mean? That's what you said to me earlier?
No one knows what it means, but it's provocative. Exactly. So I really, really, man, just the vibe of the neighbors and Puka Nacua and Breece Hall and Baker Mayfield. That is so strong right there, man. Sometimes
Mike. Hey, Rock, this why I like picking right here, though. I heard somebody in the Discord last week say that they think it's a disadvantage to pick here because the teams on picking 112 had the advantage. I don't see it that way, bro. I like the advantage of this right here.
That's why we shouldn't change. I hate 3rd round reversal. I do. Let the guys, have it where it's at right now. Could you imagine if he had a 3rd round reversal, how freaking stacked his team would be?
Yeah,
he had Malik Neighbors, Puka Nacua, Drake London. That'd be absolutely insane. You don't need a 3rd round reversal, guys. Come on now. Let's just stick it with what we got right here. We got to do the marathon. So if you had, I don't know how many spots are left. I think someone was in the chat.
3 spots left.
There's 3 spots left. One of the people in the chat right here, maybe it's Trip Crown. Trip Crown has been kind of, we've been kind of going back and forth. But you know what? I said I'm trying to be a new man. I might have been a little bit wrong on the fantasy points for Jordan Love. I admit that now. He was also wrong too, but that's fine. We were both wrong. I still want Trip Crown in our draft. So maybe after the show, we'll send him an invite.
Yeah. We're gonna get at you, Trip, man. I ain't even talking about the draft dates yet because I'm just trying to fill the league first. Once I fill the league, we'll figure out how we're gonna do that, Playboy. So so what anything else about Soggy team, bro? Or we good to go on that one?
No, he did a very, very good job. We don't know what's going to happen with Aaron Rodgers and Jordan Mason. I like the upside in Jordan Mason, which is why I took him at that spot red. But here's the thing. I really do like Aaron Jones as well, too. I think it could be a really good a highly underrated combination, like we talked about this morning. So, but yeah, Devontae Adams at wide receiver 4, that's freaking nasty as hell. So I love that.
Yeah, no, I love that one too, Rock. We're gonna skip my team. We'll go back to me and your teams, but my boy AH56. Let's see how we did on this one. Started off strong, man. I like the running backs, and he got one of the most athletic tight ends in this draft. Come back with B. So you got Bijan. No, you said Kyle Pitts. You got Bijan and Omarion Hampton. That's a hell of a start, bro. I love that running back room. Then you come back with Brock Bowers. So clearly he loves running backs and tight ends, no question. And then he gets Jordan Love and JJ. Love me some JJ. Then he stacks JJ with JA, my boy Addison in the building. The only thing I will say is this Christian
McCaffrey. You don't love Love? Man, that was right there for you. You could have said you love Love too.
Okay, I love me some Love too, baby. But I'm just saying he's a Green Bay Packer, and you know what the Packers do to the Cowboys. So I'm skipping Love Day on this one. CMC, though, I will say, when I look at this team, I wish he would have took a Chase Brown or a Chuba Hubbard, because I look at this team, bro. It's so young and vibrant.
CMC.
It's so young and vibrant, and to have a CMC right here, if he doesn't hit now, it's still to get him this far, though. I'm not saying the value was wrong. I just wish he would have kept his suit, or maybe got another receiver, right? Because he got Hampton and
I don't hate it because here, if I'm been wrong this whole time about CMC, he's got Hampton, he's got Bijan. Could you imagine CMC being 80% of what he should be at his flex?
You got me. You got me. Hey, I ain't gonna lie. You're right. If CMC is 80% of what he is, he got Bijan and Omari. He might win this year. I ain't gonna lie. So I could be wrong. I'm 100% right. My bad, bro. I take your word for it, especially when you don't have any receivers and you clean up with Godwin, Shakur, and Jennings. That's a hell of a way to just say, I don't have any receivers. Let me figure this shit out. And he did it the right way. So
I got you 56. This is a new me. I'm trying to fight 56. For everybody.
We good, baby. We good on that one, 56. 100%. All right, K-Cup. I think
Trip God.
That was him, I believe. So
this wide receiver room.
I'm going to let you talk about this one, Rock. Go ahead, man. Cook it up, bro.
Dude, he's got JJ, the wide receiver 1. It's between him and Chase, but I think it's going to be JJ, especially if they either get Aaron Rodgers next year. I think it's going to be JJ all the way. It's hard to repeat as a wide receiver 1. Trip crown runner, love Chase. But him, BTJ, Garrett Wilson, reunited with his bud Fields, man, that's really awesome. And then you got T-Law, the Targaryen. He's got Cohen as his coach now. Bryce Young, man, he's been in a very tough situation in the last year and a half. So we like to see what he's doing. But Chase Brown and Joe Mixon, that has to be one of the most underrated RB rooms right there. And you also got, if you go to the rookies, you got Travion and Devin Neal, and then Damian Martinez. I'm not as high on him, but I could be very much wrong. And then David Njoku was one of my picks last week.
Yeah.
I absolutely love this. I really do love this. Maybe George Pickens, he can turn his shit around. The only thing that's kind of tough is maybe, just maybe, I hope, Trip, that you really do love T-Law and you love Bryce, because that is a tough quarterback room. If they are not up to snuff, you're not going to like your team. Yeah. That's the only other thing. But it's hard to knock JJ, BTJ, Garrett Wilson. Really love that.
And maybe having BTJ is what helped them say, let me take Lance over Goff or something like that. So that could have been a strategy on that one. But no knocks on the team, bro. We can always pick and choose on what we like, what we don't. But we like what we got going on here. Rock, we're going to skip you. We're going to go straight to the DB83.
The best for last, yeah.
We're going to go to we're going to figure out the Berry way. And the Berry way says, go running back, go another running back, go receiver, and then take the hell out of all the best receiver talent that's available. Then come back and steal Fields, because we know Fields will want him later on, man. So get Fields, then come back and get another running back. And like I said, me personally, if A-Rich gives us top 10 weeks for 3 weeks in a row starting season on Rock, I'm telling you, nobody's going to stop talking about this, man. He's going to be, hey, he's back. This is what we talk. All those guys that jumped off the ship, they're going to be right back. You're going to log on their shows in the morning, and at night, they're going to be praising how much they love A-Rich for the last 3 years. And I told you he was quarterback 1. It's coming. It's coming. So if you get A-Rich this late and he takes off just 3 games, I'm telling you, you got to steal at the draft. So
if this is best ball, DB is going to be one of the best teams.
It's best ball. That's how we rocking. We rocking best ball.
Oh, okay. Well, since it is best ball, all you need is just a couple of those spike weeks with A-Rich, where he gets like close to 100 yards rushing, and he gets 2 to 3 rushing touchdowns. You got him, you got Fields, and you got Goff as a cornerstone, high floor quarterback. But then the main thing, I think, I was just talking about Tripp's team with that wide receiver trio. I personally love DBs the best. Because A.J. Brown, he gets way too much disrespect. He should not be going this low. He shouldn't. So it's just between him, Nico Collins, Jamar Chase. That's the best wide receiver room because I think Soggy's is close too. But no, as far as the top 3 goes, it doesn't get any better than that top 3 right there. I love DB's team.
And I see DB saying in the chat that he was selling and probably selling to me. I'm going to be honest, bro. I wouldn't buy him, but I will say, that would be the time to sell. I'm not saying to trust him and keep him, but I will say it's going to be a point if he starts out hot for 3 weeks, bro. You might be able to shoot your shot and just get anything for the top value of what he would have been and what people thought he could be. So if you got him and you can get him this late, man, how can you go wrong getting A-Rich this late and him not hitting versus you having a George Pickens without a quarterback right now? You know what I'm saying? I would take A-Rich right there.
Yeah, but should we keep saying that, Fizz? Because we know they're going to have a quarterback, by the end of the year and stuff like that.
But I'm saying we look at his team though, right? He has Goff and Fields. Let's say A-Rich and Fields in this best ball situation, they go against each other. 1 week, we know Goff might be the most consistent, but Goff might only be 18 to 20 points. Let's just say, right? Fields and A-Rich can mess around and put up 2 28-point weeks 2 times in a row, and now Goff is his 3rd quarterback. So I'm just saying, man, anything's possible with these athletes, and we all know A-Rich is on his last leg. Like, he doesn't have no room to mess up whatsoever. And if he really want to be a quarterback in this NFL, I think his team wants him to be, and I think that Daniel Jones signing was pretty much to let him know we're going to get a guy with similar skill set as you. And you got to step it up, bro, because Daniel Jones ain't as good as you are, but we all know he's a professional in this league. So you better come on and do it right now, or you ain't going to do it at all. So I like putting the pressure on these young guys and letting them know, man, it's the NFL. You either going to be good or you're not. And I think A-Rich this year has to wake up.
Fizz, I'm looking down at my nearly empty 3rd glass, and I'm starting to get a little sentimental. I'm starting to get a little emotional. I feel really bad for A-Rich. I don't know if you feel bad for him. I know it's a cutthroat league. I know that he had a lot of promise those first 6 games, or what was it? No, it wasn't even 6 games. It was like 2.5, 3 games in his first rookie season. Yep. And then he didn't show really much of anything at all last year. It was basically 90% all bad. Man,
it was bad, man.
That guy, he's played more NFL games despite being injured for a year and a half, the year and 3 quarters. He's played more games in the NFL than he has in college. Isn't that insane? And people like, you need to hurry up and figure it out. Can you imagine that pressure? That'd be so.
But I'm gonna be honest, Rob. You can't feel bad because 1, he made himself eligible to go, and 2, the coach. But listen though, Rob, this is the problem. This is the problem, right? We say this all the time. Coaches draft players thinking, I'm gonna ask you this: do you feel bad for Trey Lance? Because you feel bad for A-Rich?
I do.
Okay. All right. I'm about to say you can't feel bad for A-Rich and not feel bad for Trey Lance.
I feel really bad for Trey Lance.
Okay. All right.
He got drafted number 3 overall,
and I think he went to a team
nowhere ready for that.
I think he went to a coach that didn't want him. I felt draft day. I'm like, bro, what the hell is Justin Fields doing falling down to the teens?
Man, why did John Lynch, if he ain't going to be the one coaching him on the sideline, why the hell did he tell Shanahan to draft him? It's just like, I would have been like, fuck you, Shanahan. I'm not going to be the one coaching him. I'm going to get my dude, Mac Jones, who he has right now.
You better be careful with this Purdy pick because Mac Jones coming for that job, brother. I'm just letting you know, man. But, shout out to DB, man. Clearly, if not, probably not the number 1, but the number 2 receiver room.
Number 3 after right us. Now. So yeah,
I'm about to say I like my receiver room too. I like what DB got cooking. But DB, man, next draft you got to pick at the end, 101 or 112. I'm gonna say them spots for you, brother. You got to get one. Pello talk. Now, like I said, I made his last 3 picks, but Pello was talking early when he had Travis Hunter, Trey Harris, and Royals. I love those. If you're going to take 3 rookies and bet on talent, you go right here, right? Then you come with the Jalen Hurts because you got your rookie receiver room, but you can still trust those guys to be solid early on. Marvin Harrison, he come right back to. I know you said that Marvin Harrison might have been a little too early.
But he did get Kyler Murray the next pick.
He did.
And then 2 trips thing, he got BTJ with T-Law. So if you're going to draft a quarterback that's maybe a little bit weaker, at least get the stack. It makes a little bit more sense.
For sure. Now, one of guarantee he was going to get Kyler right there, but for him to fall to him, that was a great situation to have. And then he came with the 3 slobber knockers right here, bro. So I'm on my JR tip right now. You know what I'm saying?
One of my favorite. This running back room is my favorite.
This is crazy. Again, 3 guys on rookie contracts. I know Chuba just got paid, but he's still not old. You know what I'm saying? He's still a young guy.
He got paid because he was so damn good, Fizz.
But that's what I'm saying. I'm just saying he's not in the 28-year-old range and nothing like that. Like he still got motion going on in the ocean, baby, is what I'm saying. So he got this stack right here. All 3 of his running backs should be starting best ball every single week. He's not going to miss a week with none of these guys in his lineup.
Dude, I love random. He's either talking about where's the food at or like where's the ball gags at.
Shout out random, man. He was only looking for the food earlier, brother. We had the drinks tonight, man. No food, my boy. So I took his last 3 picks, Rock, and I just said I looked at his receiver room. He didn't have any other than a rookie. So I went Ayuk. It wasn't my favorite receiver to have, but I just said, man, I'm gonna go with a little bit of youth and hope that he gets back to where he need to be. I took McMillan over Judy and Cup and those older guys, and then I went Derek Carr because he needs probably another 3rd quarterback. So,
good job. I like that.
I was about to say to finish out the team with those 3 picks. What you thought about those before we moved on?
Brandon Ayuk, throughout his career has been one of my favorite wide receivers. He's kind of off, my favorite list now just because of what Koopa said about injuries and wide receivers and stuff like that. And me being a guy that is a lot more risk adverse, I am happy to ship off Brandon Ayuk. But that doesn't mean him being a 49er, him being, hopefully Brock Purdy's number 1 wide receiver, and him being someone who has been in the doghouse with Shanahan. I want to see him ready to come into camp, unlike last year, and ready to go. So I hope that, he does have all the upside of being a top 12 wide receiver. We've seen
to get him this late. I like that.
So that's the risks that we should be willing to make. It's just like we can't just only go off of last year. So it's just like we have to think of all the different expectations, all the different range of outcomes. So I absolutely love him there. Jalen McMillan, I hope that, we don't know what's going to happen with Chris Godwin. We don't know what it's going to look like him coming back from that injury. He showed a lot. He does have upside with it being best ball. He can have 2 or 3 spike weeks where he is a top 12 wide receiver. So I do like that. Derek Carr, you want to have, I think, 3 solid quarterbacks that are going to start week in, week out. He's got Kellen Moore now as his coach.
Yeah, Kellen Moore.
I think that makes a lot of sense. I like it. I know that must have been really tough for you, Fizz.
Hey, it broke my heart to make that pick, man. Because the car was gone, man. I had to go call the repo man and get it back, man. But we got it back, and I said, let me go ahead and draft him on the team, bro. So shout out to Pello for talking earlier, but he got disconnected later on. What's good, bro?
Jay Jackson, just so you know, I got this chicken sandwich here right for you. This is something my wife made for me. So we do have a little bit of food, but I did bring, if you go back earlier, I did have the Made Man cocktail recipe. So you'll have to check that out.
Yeah, you gotta run.
We're drinking. Yeah, they don't have food in the VIP area. So that's what we're doing, the drinks.
Hey, especially not no finger foods, man. Unless you want to be hanging with Lou Will down there in Magic City, getting them wings and
licking your fingers and stuff like that in front of the women.
Touching them things, baby. You know how Lou Will get down in the COVID season. So shout out Jay Jack for coming through. But Red, my boy Red came through, man, and he did the Red things, man. He do what Red does, man. But I like this team though, Red. I'm just messing with you, bro. But getting Tet at the 109, like you said, bro. might have been a steal of the first round if you want to go back and, especially looking back on this at some point, we could say, damn, that was a hell of a pick. Can't go wrong with Loveland at this point. It's a tight end premium. If he goes to the right situation, like the Chargers or somewhere early, that can be great too. I like the Felton pick late. I was surprised. I said, "Oh, you got that Merlin guy, man. I like that pick, Ray." So you always gonna get some love, man, when you get the Merlin guys.
Yeah, I don't like that pick, but besides that, it's the only bad pick. Ty Felton very low on my wide receiver list. But besides that, keep going, Fizz.
Listen, my boy had mumbo so he's okay with me, man. So shout out to Felton. He took Lamar Jackson. My boy Red been hanging with me too much, man. He took Bo Nix right there too. I like this pairing right here, bro. I love
best quarterback room right there.
Yeah, I love that one. Red. And Saquon. I don't know how I feel about Saquon, bro. I love Saquon knowing that he got an extension. He should be around.
Did you not just see what he did last year?
I take it back.
I'll let you take it back. I'm not going to say anything.
I take it back. All right, my bad. I take it back. All right, my bad. Cool.
Keep going.
Jonathan Taylor, though. I'm not gonna lie. I probably would take T. Higgins over Taylor. I probably would take Odunze.
No. You got to go with JT. You got to go with the vibe. You got to go with the 1-2 punch. Jonathan Taylor could very well be. Remember what he did the last 6 weeks? I already said this on EVs on America's Game. You can't go off
games. Yeah.
You can't go off of last year how it ends because it usually resets. It's a whole new year and stuff like that. I'm going to talk out of both sides of my mouth. I'm sorry. But Jonathan Taylor, he does have that elite upside. He could be the RB1. He doesn't have the receiving thing, so maybe he'd be the RB2, RB3 overall. Saquon Barkley, Jonathan Taylor.
I got a personal thing with running backs, Rock. That's my only thing. And no knock on Red, no knock on you. This is me and running backs. But for him to come back and get Zay Flowers and Courtland Sutton, he got the double tap stack on both his quarterbacks. Hell of a move. Hell of a way to draft and close out. Mike Evans got the youth. I mean, the veteranship.
The opposite of that. He doesn't have
Jerry Judy not having a quarterback, but maybe one of these young guys over there goes to this team, and then Jalen Warren. So I love what Red did, man. I think Red, I'm not gonna say auto pick this team because a lot of times you could tell when people like players just fail to him and it's like, damn, he ain't had no choice. But I will say a lot of these picks, I do love where they were.
I like when you say auto pick because that's actually that's the best compliment you can give to somebody. Auto pick kind of sounds like, oh, you weren't even there, man. You let the computer do it. But it was actually more along the lines of, no, man, you made the perfect pick.
Yeah,
that was the pick that should have made.
Should have made, exactly. Yep. So I like Red's team, man.
I did too.
Yeah, I love it. Actually, I love it. So shout out to Red. Honestly, Rock, I'm gonna be honest, man. This is a hell of a league. If this is the startup league, I don't know who will win year one. I think, man, it'd be tough to just come out and say this team wins it all. Like I couldn't tell you.
It'd be tough to know who was going to face me in the championship. But yeah, outside of that, I think it is. I think it's really, really good. We have a very strong community. We have people who know what they're doing. We now have people who know not just about the veterans, but about the rookies too. Yeah. I absolutely love this. That's what makes me super excited for the Vibes Channel League and the Cook Up League as well.
That's it. Well, we got 5 more, Rob. Let's get through them, brother. So we got Shockwave 360 in the building. This receiver stack was all love, bro. Hell of a way to get your receivers in your rookie draft. And then come out with Josh Allen. We talked about the A-Chan. If you would have got Herbert right here, I would have definitely said, woo. But he got A-Chan, not a bad pick. Hella upside. JSN, T. Higgins, Tua, Monty, Kittle, Mayer, Connor. Older team with those late picks, but I love the strategy he has with each round. Like, he didn't auto pick this again, but it looked like he just took the best. Other, like I said, A-Chan, we can always debate on that one, but JSN, T. Higgins, Tua, and then those last 4, man, that just kind of put a lot of veteranship on your team and solid points that you're going to get every week. I no knock on this team at all, bro.
Shock, let me when I look at his team, you tell me, Fizz, when you look at his team, if you see the same thing. I see somebody who knows what he's going to be able to get at each round as a value. Like, he knows which players are going to be there and stuff like that to get the eye upside in Devon A-Chain, to get to and not go too early, on quarterback, to be able to pair A-Chain with David Montgomery, with James Conner. to know that George Kittle is going to be there very late. He just seemed like he knew exactly how this draft was going to go, and he got the highest upside. It's a lot of risk, I'll say that, but if you can't risk it, there's no biscuit. I feel like when it comes to he just knew how this draft was going to go, and he just knew every step of the way, and he just went for the highest upside pick for that. So I love what Shockwave did. He's either going to be in second or third place or towards the bottom. So you might as well risk it for all of that.
For sure. I like Shock, man. Mr. Voorhees, he went ahead and took Tyler Warren. He said he not going on consistency with Higgins. That's his man. He going to take him. To Tej Johnson. And then you go to the vets, right? Pat and Herbert. I was kind of surprised because he's a Chiefs man. I said, hey, bro, you took Herbert, man. It was, that was a different one. I ain't used to him taking him, but to come back and get Ladd, that was a hell of a pick. He took Rome, and I'm not gonna lie, Rock. When Worthy went in front of, I know he was pissed off because he would have had the Ladd, Herbert, Worthy, and Pat with Rome. That would have been but to get Penix was a hell of a that might have been the steal right there to just have Penix right there. Say, you know what, F it, I got Penix.
Dude, why aren't people higher on Penix? Why does it feel like I'm putting him in the same air as JJ McCarthy? And I said that last week too. What do you guys need from him? He played 3 more games than JJ did. He looked really good. He's going to have a high-powered offense.
I think the problem is it's nothing to do with Penix. It's the coaching. To me, I don't trust Raheem Morris to help any offensive guy. I think Kirk Cousins had those breakout games because Kirk is a vet. Kirk calls his own shot. I think with Kevin O'Connell, he can scheme JJ up right and make him look way better than what he is. Same way he did with Sam Darnold. I don't know if those games come in the trenches with Michael Penix, the offensive coordinator and the team can draw up plays to get him where he needs to be to get us that 30, 40-point game. But that shootout game he had against Bryce Young last year, hell of a game, right? He got Bijan Robinson. He could dump the ball too. He got Drake London. He got the offense around him. I just wish they had an offensive guy at the head coaching spot or a guy that we believe in to get him in the right path. We saw this with Caleb Williams last year. Caleb had a solid year statistically, but he got sacked the most in the league, and he was distraught because the offense didn't know what the hell was going on. I just fear that with Penix. That's my only knock. I love Penix, but if I had to have a knock on Penix, I just think he needs a Ben Johnson, a Kevin Oak. He needs one of those guys. I mean, it's easy to say, but he needs a guy that can get him right, bro. I don't trust Raheem Morris to help his quarterback do anything.
Man. We'll see what happens.
That's all I'm saying, bro. But moving along, though, he got DK, Hawk, Pittman, Coleman. I like those last 3 picks, especially the Hawk one towards the end. Pittman was going to be my pick over Pacheco, honestly. And Keon, why not, right? He played with Josh Allen. So, yeah, I like that, though. But I definitely like the receiver room with the youth and also the quarterback room. To just have those killers, man, from the AFC West. So.
Damn. Mahomes, Herbert, and Penix is really strong.
That's tough. Really. So yeah, going out with your boy Fox, man, who I had to pick 4 or 5 of his picks. Fox, I gotta call you out, brother. But
good job with those picks, by the way.
I appreciate it. I had to look out for him, man. So he had Caleb Johnson, hell of a steal at the end of the draft. Jackson Dart to go back to back. Can't go wrong with that. And Arroyo, which I ended up taking for him. Give myself flowers. So good pick on me.
Best rookie draft. Yep.
There we go. Then we shoot out with Jaden Daniels, J-Day all day. I shout out and say, you know what? We're gonna start this thing off right. Took J-Day. Then I came back with C.J. Stroud. And I took London. And honestly, I kind of debated between Ladd or London or JSN. And I just said, man, let's go London.
Real quick, how you feeling about Stroud? I could not sell him for more than a bag of rocks last year, both him and Caleb's. No one was giving anything to him, and they keep taking away his offensive lineman.
I don't know what's going on with that, bro. They didn't got rid of all of it. They got more defensive players than they did all. They got rid of the offensive line and got defensive.
Which you do need. D'Amico Ryans is a defensive-minded coach, but here's the thing. It's just like if you are not a locker room guy, if you're not a locker room guy, you're not a leader, which is the whole reason why they're trying to spin cycle this whole trade and stuff like that. Man, don't you have enough freaking leaders on the team? Can't you just look to D'Amico Ryans or CJ Stroud? Do you need like fucking 10 leaders and stuff like that? You just traded away Laramie Tunsil, who's the second best rated pass blocking, tackle in the NFL. So it's just like, who the hell are you going to have pass blocking? Khalil Mack, Myles Garrett, Max Crosby. Man, it is murderer's row. and now they just got Joey Bosa, in Buffalo. So they are effed. I want CJ Stroud, man. I feel bad for him. I'm feeling emotional again.
I only went CJ Stroud because I try to follow suit and go. If I'm on drafting for myself, I know the average person wants a quarterback, and I said, let me get him CJ Stroud. Me personally, I would have went double stack with the receivers. I'm just a receiver guy, but I gave him Stroud. When Drake London came back, he logged on and made these last couple of picks, and he took Laporta, Worthy, Waddle, Kamara, which I think was a hell of a steal right there with Kamara, Cup, and Najee. So closing out with his team.
Don't hate it. Yeah.
Don't. Okay. All right. So stacking up though, looking at what he could have got on that back end, we're gonna jump to me and you last and close this draft out. But Worthy over Penix. We would take Penix, right?
Yeah, we would take Penix. It's hard for me to really get on board with Worthy. I don't know, man. Like, I saw flashes of Worthy last year, but it's just like he's just not. It's gonna take a little while. I don't know what it is. I just have my guys and stuff like that.
Pat Mahomes. That's what it's going to take for that 4,500 yard Pat Mahomes.
Yeah. Okay. So if we believe that Patrick Mahomes is going to be a lot better next year, I'll be a little bit higher on Worthy. All right. I won't be higher on Waddle though. Yeah. At the same time, but like, I don't know. He does only have Drake London there. You would definitely need Worthy if you're going with Waddle. Like if you want Penix and Waddle with only London and Waddle, that would be pretty tough. So maybe it is better that he went with Worthy instead of Penix. I'm not a Waddle guy. He hasn't done shit since his rookie season, man. Man, I'm shaking my whole desk, just getting all aggravated and stuff like that with Waddle and stuff like that. But I'm not gonna, like I said, I'm trying to be a better person right now. I'm gonna go with Kamara, who was one of the best running backs last year, despite that whole shit show of a situation. We were talking about Cooper Kupp earlier this morning, and then Najee Harris. I'll let you say all the positive things about him, man. But outside of that, it's okay. It's okay.
No, and it's cool. I mean, it's solid draft, man, for where we picked from. Total opposite of what Maddie had last week right there. So I do like what he did and what Maddie did because it's a total opposite view of what we can do with that pick 112. And I'm going to go to my team, Rock, and we're going to close out with yours because you look fresh, fair, and debonair, and we just skim through mine real fast. I got the marathon on to remind the people what's popping. So I went Shador Sanders, thinking he should be starting at some point in his rookie season. So maybe in a best ball situation, he can give me a couple of weeks. Isaiah Bond, I like Bond, especially this far in the second. Restrepo, who I really love, especially in the third round. Come back with CD. I got Gibbs. Really wanted Puka, which everybody I'm sure knows. It was between Gibbs and BTJ. And I just say, you know what? I never draft running backs. You go look at any mock I do, bro. I don't have any running backs.
Why don't you like running backs? That's like my favorite position, along with all the other ones. But I really do love running backs. Why not?
I have a problem with when it comes to me, I stack my team so high that when it comes to running backs, especially in best ball, right? And the 12th down to 16, I might take all running backs. And whatever one give me the best week that week, that's who's going to be my starter. So that's just how I roll. Like if DeAndre Swift and Jordan Mason are battling for RB1 and 2, for me, I'm okay with that because my receivers got me so many points. Running back's going to clean up the rest of the dirt, man. So, but Gibbs is a different guy, whole different beast. So taking Gibbs over BTJ, I wasn't mad at it. And I said, let me switch it up a little bit. Got Smitty because that's my boy. And I almost took Brees right there. So technically, I can't say I don't like running backs. Got Dak. Tyreek Hill, I felt was a steal when he failed to me, especially when Addison being stolen out of my hands. And Matt Stafford, Pitts, Pacheco, and Downs. My biggest fall was probably Pacheco. I definitely wouldn't have taken him. Don't know why I did it. I just, for some reason, seem to keep auto-picking him every draft. But where we at with my team, Rock, and then we get on yours, and we're going to rock the boat and get up out of here, baby.
You know, I do real quick before I talk about your team. I really do appreciate Trip Crown calling me out for all the bullshit that I say. I do apologize for that. He was a top 10 wide receiver when we're talking about Waddle right now, Fizz. But he was 34 and 46 the last 2 years. So sorry about that. It was the last 2 years that he hasn't been that great. But when it comes to your team, I really do love CeeDee Lamb. I love your conviction on Shedeur Sanders, even though I'm not the biggest fan of him. CeeDee Lamb, Jahmyr Gibbs, Devontae Smith. Man, those are our guys. So I do
100%.
really love that. So Jahmyr Gibbs, he could be the RB1 next year. There really isn't anyone like him outside of BTJ and maybe Ashton Genty who have, and Breece Hall. I would say that those are the guys who can offer elite rushing and receiving upside unlike any other running back in the NFL. But it's mainly those three, that little angle right there between Bijan Robinson, Jahmyr Gibbs, and Breece Hall. I think that they're in a tier of their own that I really like. Slim Reaper, one of the highest upside are wide receiver twos, in the NFL. But I like what you did with Dak Prescott with Matthew Stafford. You can let Shedeur Sanders kind of figure it out. Maybe he doesn't really start clicking until the end of the season and stuff like that, second half of the season. But that's okay because you got Dak Prescott who has, a CeeDee Lamb, and you got that stack right there. Maybe they do go wide receiver in the first round. So it's just like maybe they do get a Luther Burden or Emeka Ibuka like we had earlier this morning and stuff like that. That would be pretty awesome right there. And then Matthew Stafford with one of the best wide receiver rooms now in LA. Absolutely love that. And then you got your last three picks. My favorite one being Josh Downs. Josh Downs is one of my favorite wide receivers in the NFL. I think he just far outperforms everyone else on that team, despite all the circumstances at quarterback, despite Michael Pittman being ahead of him. He just produces week in and week out. Absolutely love that pick. So,
and I will say, I thought about if I replaced Smitty and took Dak there, maybe I would have went quarterback, and just gave myself two quarterbacks instead of Smitty. But regardless, I like the Tyreek Hill. I wouldn't let Tyreek Hill fall past.
I'm sorry, I did totally skip over Tyreek Hill, who's one of my favorite wide receivers in the NFL too. I think he is going to bounce back next year as well.
I think he don't have a choice, man. He got to figure it out. So, saving the best for last, as you say. We'll let you break down your own team, and I'll let you know how.
No, I just broke down your team. I want you to break down my team. Well, I don't want to say anything to them.
I started off breaking down my team, and then I'll let you close it out. So you tell us what you did, and then I'll tell you how I feel about it.
So Luther Burden, it was between him and Travis Hunter right there. I think Luther Burden's going to have more opportunities. That's the reason why I went with him. I do like Travis Hunter, though. It was between those two. Cameron Scatterbill, you guys have heard it the last 2 weeks. You need to be drafting them at the end of the first, early second. Stop giving me top-end RB talent at his spot right there. Will Howard's going to be starting on an NFL team by the end of next year. I'm calling it now. So to be able to get now Joe Burrow and Brock Purdy and Geno Smith, I mean, those are my guys right there. Those are guys that come in, they overperform despite their circumstances, despite their situation. All three of their situations are going to be better next year. Joe Burrow hopefully has T. Higgins for more than 12 games. Brock Purdy hopefully has more than Jawan Jennings to be able to throw to and George Kittle. Hopefully he has a running game. He has an offensive line. He has some healthy wide receivers. Amon-Ra St. Brown falling to me is absolutely insane. He's a top 5 wide receiver. So to be able to get him at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, what is that, 7? Did I just miscount? I feel like I just miscounted in my head. Anyway, I got him at a steal right there.
6. Yeah, and they got him at 7. Yep.
Okay, that's pretty insane to be able to get him at 7 right there. I keep forgetting about Jared Goff. I should have gotten Jared Goff. He did this to me last week too. I should have gotten Jared Goff at that pick right there. Instead, I went for my guy, Terry McLaurin, who I absolutely do love. But then to be able to get my guys, Derrick Henry, Josh Jacobs, man, when it comes to volume, production, touchdowns, having the backfield all to their own, man, that RB combo right there between me and then Redwoods and Pello, man, it's going to be tough to be able to beat us week in, week out. And then I'm still going to keep going to bat for Jaden Reed. I know that his teammate said that he's not a wide receiver 1. He looked like a wide receiver 1 exactly in the top 4 weeks of the season. And then Jordan Mason, who we talked about this morning. I said enough about him earlier this morning. He was one of the most explosive running backs, one of the most efficient running backs. And what the hell else did I say about him? One of the most elusive running backs as well. So I absolutely love Jordan Mason. We don't know what the situation is going to be like in Minnesota. I am hopeful that he's going to have a big role right there. So I appreciate you guys. I appreciate you guys, Crispy, saying what you said about I got dressed up just for you, man. So
I will say this. DB brought this up, and now he got me overthinking too. He said, I don't know how you took Terry over T. Higgins when you have Burrow. That's a massive blunder. I ain't gonna lie, Rock. That's kind of tough to look at now.
Because I went for my guys. Terry McLaurin is in my favorite tier.
There we go.
T. Higgins is in my appreciated tier. That's 3 tiers down. So you know what? When Terry McLaurin is going out and he's doing wonderful things with Jaden Daniels, and maybe T. Higgins, he can't run up that fucking hill on the practice field because he's hurt for 5 games. Maybe that's the reason why. So I'm going to go with the guys that I want to rock with. And also being an Ohio State guy, Terry McLaurin finally has the quarterback that he needs. So I'm going to go with my guy right there. But if it was your team and you got Joe Burrow and then you got T. Higgins, I'd be applauding you. But you know what? This is my team, so I'm going to go with my guy.
I like that, Rock. Talk your talk, man. I will say, closing out on your team, I do love it. I do love that, like I said, this is your team, bro. If I literally had to close my eyes and say, give me a T-Rock team, this is it, right? You know what I'm saying? I think every pick you went with your guy, and they just so happened to fall to you at that round. So I understand where DB coming from with the Terry thing, because I do love a Doomsday. I do love some T. I even love Jay Addison, man. But taking Terry right there, that's your guy. He's definitely going to be receiver 1 territory, even with Debo being on his team. So I don't knock that whatsoever. And then you got the 2 guys with Derrick Henry and Josh Jacobs, which you said nobody else is touching them in their backfield, bro. So these two dudes could lead the league in rushing touchdowns, and we wouldn't even look sideways at it, right? So shout out to you on that one. And then that Jordan Mason one, man, at the end, bro. I'm not going to lie. I think that's a sneaky one right there. I think people sleeping on that one. I think Kevin O'Connell knows what he's doing, and to have Aaron Jones and Madison, if you could have went 13 rounds and Mason and Jones fell to you, get both, right? If they both sitting there, get both, man, because that's going to be a hell of a stack to have in this NFL. So
especially in best ball, if you don't have to worry about setting your lineup, man. Yeah, right there. That'd be awesome.
I love it, bro. So, man, shout out to you, man. I know Trip Crown said he was trying to get in the league, so just get at me on Sleeper, Trip. We got our names is up there, or one of the socials or something. We'll see what's up with you, bro. And yeah, man, this is the draft, the marathon draft startup where we go first 3 rounds, only rookies. Rounds 4 through 12. We at some point we'll go past 12, but just for show time purposes, we're going 12 rounds.
Hey, we did a good job. Look at us at 142 right now. It ain't 220 like it was last week.
Man, it was a little bit too long, but
what the hell did we talk about last week?
That we get it to 130 next week. The reason y'all too long and y'all say, "Damn, we need another one." So, again, if you try to join us, man, I think I got a Patreon in the description. If I don't, go to patreon.com/South Harmon. I don't think it's FF at the end, right, Rock? Or is it South Harmon? I think it's just South Harmon.
SouthHarmonFF.com.
Oh, SouthHarmonFF.com. Join the Patreon. Join it.
Another company we work for.
I'm just thinking of the Patreon, bro. But like I said, man.
Patreon.
Yeah. That's it. Just join the Patreon, man. And hey, any tier can get you one of these mocks, man. We trying to get everybody involved. Hopefully, at some point, I get you guys to say, "Hey, man, I'm doing a league like this. I never tried it." You go back to these type of mocks that we doing, and then you kind of break down what's the best spot, what's the worst spot, and then do it your way, man. That's what it's all about. So, my boy Random said, "With the food, listen, bro, we only drinking tonight. we drinking on an empty stomach tonight, my boy." So, Rock said he's gonna have something.
If you just look up South Harmon on Patreon, that's how you find it. Sorry, I was thinking about the website, man.
Okay, yeah. Just look up South Harmon on the Patreon. Any tier gets you in. We appreciate you sign up, even if it's the $1 tier, man. I mean, $1 a month. That ain't gonna hurt you. You paying $25 for Netflix, and there's only 3 good shows on it. So tap in with us, man. Let us know what's good. I know you're about to say something, Rock. Go ahead before we get up out of here, my boy.
If I'm dressing this good for you guys to only give us $1, I'll have to up my game next time. I'll have to give a better cocktail. Maybe instead of some Hennessy and some 1738, I'll pour something else. Maybe I don't bring the chicken sandwiches. Maybe I'll bring some steak. But that was this morning.
Well, for those that's looking for these rookies and trying to figure those out, we also had the draft guide. It's out now. Live updates as the players go on with their pro days, and the NFL combine already passed. But anything that happened, man, we trying to keep those updated fast as we can, quick as we can. So draftguide25.com. You want to log on to that, check it out. That's also on the website. But if you want to learn more of these rookies and who you drafted in these marathon startups, whatever, round 1, 2, 3, go ahead and check that out, man. So we got a good team of guys over here working hard, putting in them extra hours, man. So if you're not one of those people that want to be on the camera, sometimes you like being in the back room, typing up and figuring out how to break our brains and figure out how to make us do more work on this screen. So shout out to the team. Shout out to everybody around. DraftGuide25.com. Make sure you check that out when you get a chance. And yeah, man, that's it for me, Rock, man. I had a good time tonight, my brother. Y'all can screenshot that if you want. Let me get me and my boy back on this screen one time. Good one, Rock. We're gonna try to keep this thing going while we got the getting and while the going's going. I think this Friday, I'm gonna holler at Mike. I ain't told Mike yet, but this Friday we might do another one of these. But this Friday it might be live. You never know. So instead of us
dress up like this too again,
hey, instead of us reviewing the one that we did recorded or pre-drafted or whatever you want to phrase it, we might just do one live. So be on the lookout for that news. We might see what's up, but you get into that by joining the Patreon, baby. So just tap in with us, man, and we appreciate y'all being here. Like always, anything before we get out of here, Rock, for the people, brother?
Well, someone did make a request that we did kind of go, past. Red did ask for a Liam Cohen Duval. He wanted to get from us. He said he would give us 2 more likes. Somehow he's going to be able to finagle that right now. We do have 12 people watching, so we can get a couple more likes by just Fizz. You can give me a Duval.
Duval.
Hey,
there we go.
Go draft Trevor Lawrence, baby. That's all you got to do. All right.
The Targaryen. I absolutely love it. But no, I had a really good time. I'm glad that I was able to get off my chest. The person who I want to be, I am a work in progress. I want to build people up. I want people to have a good time. That's why I got the food. That's why we got the booze. You got the water. I appreciate everyone that's here, and I really appreciate you, Fizz. I'm very lucky to be able to do this with you. So I love being able to do this with you, man. I appreciate you a lot.
There we go. You know my dog, man, for life, man. That's how we get down, bro. Glad y'all here today. We always glad y'all was here, man. And Dirty Bird said that like was earned. So we appreciate you, brother. So tap in with us, man. The cook up Tuesday morning, 10 a.m. Tuesday night, 7:30 p.m. We're gonna keep these drafts going on. And this Friday, right back on the channel, South Harmon Vibes. We might do one live. Me and Mike on that Friday, and T-Rock said he gonna come through dressed Devin there. So hey, man, we appreciate y'all being here. But Rock, man, I'll play a little bit more go-go before we get up out of here, man. I'm feeling that go-go groove. This right here is a little different though. The other one was smooth. This one right here is for the hood, baby. It's for the hood, Rock. So shout out to everybody that came through, and we appreciate y'all, man. Straight up. Next week, we out of this thing. Where we at, Rock? Hold up. Everybody at home that don't know, and everybody that's from my city that does know, Backyard Band. This how we gonna get it cracking, baby. Hold up. I thought, you know what, Rock? Damn.
Is this some D-more right here? Wait a second. Is this the song I requested earlier?
No, this ain't. But there you go. I found it. We out of this thing. We love y'all. And we gonna keep it gangster, baby. That's how we gonna do it, Rock. Get it cracking. We out of this thing. Give me one of them, Rock, before we get out of here. You ain't give me one. See y'all next week, baby. We out of this thing.